We've done many videos to talk about retirement, and today I have some clips from uutalk that will help bring us to Heartlands to hear a very different perspective, a very simple perspective. And let's start with this first guy over here, an uncle who looks like he's in his 60s. And what he's mentioned on what is needed for retirement is just 100,000 plus, not in the $1 million range. By the way, if you recognize this is in HDB Hub Toa Payoh. The second auntie, who looks like she's in her 70s, also gave a number of at least $100,000. So whether you agree with them or not that 100,000 is enough, do leave in the comment sections, but as always, be respectful. She's also added she's not sure how much is needed. So no worries, I will teach on how to calculate for the amount target for retirement planning. The third lady, she looks to be in her 50s, and she's again mentioned at least $100,000 in the bank account. Now we have to question, is the producer only clipping those who are saying 100,000 and leaving those who say 1 million or 2 million? Or is the interviewer only sampling those who are appearing to have a simpler taste? Never mind, this figure again is $100,000 in bank account, but I really want to get on this point. Don't keep your monies in the bank account for retirement. Firstly, the interest rates are going to drop. That we all know already. If you are retiree keeping your money in bank account, do note you also don't have salary crediting, credit card spending that will allow you to have high interest, correct? So monies in bank accounts really are not going to yield too much. The second is that when you have monies in bank accounts, you are fearful of drawing it out. I've said many times on the channel, it's much better to have cash flow than cash in retirement. So if you like to build income streams, don't worry, stay right to the very end. I'll show you in a while what can be planned, especially if you're in your 40s and 50s. That still gives you some runway towards your actual retirement. The fourth uncle who's interviewed definitely seems much older than everybody else. Very likely in his late 70s. He's given an answer. The minimum maybe, depending on longevity of person, maybe 50,000. 50,000. Really small amount. But what he did mention is correct, depending on the longevity of the person. And with that comment, I realized one thing. How much you feel enough or we feel enough really depends on our view of our remaining life. If we know that tomorrow we'll be dying, what we need is just probably enough to spend for today's dinner and leave some money back to cover all the loans. And if you're like the interviewees who are in their 60s or even 70s, I guess deep down they are thinking they don't have too much life remaining. At that age, they've definitely seen friends pass on. At that age, their health is definitely impaired, and I don't think any of them are targeting to live at least 20 more years. So the point on how much you need in retirement really depends on your expected retirement number of years. This summary table by Retirement Calculator shows us how to envision what we need for retirement. In any case, I've done a full tutorial before. I'll leave links above and towards the end of this. And what we can discover from here is that if you are age of 70, expecting to live 10 more years on average, and you only expect 1,000 per month in retirement, you keep your money in bank account at 1% and inflation is at 3%. Do you know that you only need 133,000 for retirement? If you happen to have saved up 150,000, as shown in the green bar over here, you have more than enough. You can even spend $1,127 per month. Not too bad, about $30 or $40 per day, assuming you have paid off all your mortgage loans. But on the other hand, if you're age of 60 instead of 70, and you expect to live 20 years, you would realize that even if you have 150,000, which fits today's title, you won't have enough. That is an underestimate of the right retirement sum. Mathematically, the amount that a retiree needs to prepare for this situation, having retirement income from 60 to 80 of $1,000 per month, that figure is more than double at $296,000. The reason is because we are again inputting 1% average rate of return from savings accounts. That is below inflation, which means the longer you live, the more your money is eroded away. So we fast forward to the right hand side. If you instead know how to invest and you can get a 5% rate of return instead of 1%, the amount you need can be shaved off by almost $100,000. As long as you have 198,000, you can retire with 1,000 per month for 20 years. Coming to here, if you've learned something already, smash the like button as always. And I'd like to answer that question. Hey Josh, is 1,000 per month crazy or not? how to survive in Singapore with 1,000 per month. Now let's see more point of views from real retirees who are heartlanders. This lady, who looks like she's in her 60s or so, right now I can get back my money, which is the same as my salary for every month, and that is sufficient. If I were to guess, CPF Life probably pays her 1 to 1.5k per month, definitely not in thousands. So it's refreshing to hear that she feels that it's enough. Again, take note, for retirement, there's no income tax. You should have cleared your mortgage loan, and if you want a simpler life, of course, don't have a car loan or renovation loan. In another clip, an old uncle in his 70s, he said that in a month, $1,000 is sufficient already. He's currently staying in his own 3-room HDB flat, and he did add that if you stay in a bungalow, of course $1,000 is not enough, you may need $10,000. There has some truth to it because we've seen articles before mentioning of asset-rich and cash-poor bungalow millionaires. Living in the bungalow, you have higher property tax. You also need to maintain the place, unlike in a 3-room HDB flat whereby you receive all sorts of vouchers from government, as well as any maintenance costs is usually paid for by HDB. Speaking about real retirees who are in the lower income segment, I guess they have this perspective 1,000 is enough, maybe because they have received government and societal aid. They have gotten used to a very simplistic lifestyle, which probably means little or no traveling, and their expectations are probably lower. I think that's a fair statement to make. But the point again is if your expectations are lowered, satisfaction is easier. Don't need to take cars everywhere, start walking, take bicycle. That's just a different lifestyle in retirement where there is more time. Today, this video, I want to share different perspectives so that we don't keep skewing to big numbers and demoralize everybody. To this point, I also think maybe a little bit of ignorance is their bliss also. And hopefully that answers the title today, why some older folks think 100,000 for retirement is sufficient. Now coming to this point, if you're in your 40s or 50s and you have some years to work and plan towards retirement, this segment is for you. As always, smash your subscribe, especially if you like content areas that helps you in thinking about your retirement and planning for your finances. We are making progress to our 60,000 subscribers, and thank you very much for being a part of this journey. Now let me highlight some things that can help improve for retirement planning. The first is to know that equities right now look pretty good. STI, for example, is at a 1-year high. If you also live in Singapore, building dividend income from Singapore stocks, which is tax-free, is actually a very good solution. What I've mentioned before on the channel, I think bank stocks are fairly or more expensively valued right now. I have also encouraged my private clients to keep their banking stocks because they have been paying them very well. The discussion then pivots to how to build a bigger size portfolio, especially with interest rates dropping. If you see over here, T-bills right now have fallen tremendously. The latest one is about 3% flat only. Moving forward to 2025, you can expect this to be below 3% already. Again, proper investing to bring 5% real return is not difficult. You just need to be in equity markets and stomach some volatility. A lot of times I coach on understanding that perspective properly and taking the right steps to build a portfolio. The second is as of 1st of January 2025, CPF special account will have changes. I've covered that many times on this channel, and just to recap, CPF SA will close for all who are above the age of 55. It will be merged to a CPF OA that gives only 2.5%. Now that brings about questions in itself in retirement planning. Firstly, with 2.5% only, are you better off paying off your mortgage, for example? The second is that do you want to contribute towards CPF RA to get the enhanced retirement sum? Or the third, do you want to start drawing it out and building a good investment portfolio? All these are considerations. And in my practice with private clients, making right decisions is very important moving forward. If you're keen on a fee-based, independent retirement planning exercise, look for my links below. That is something I can help you on a one-to-one basis. And I can even help you a bit better in understanding your direction and measuring exactly how much you need. After all, we'll all get to our 60s and 70s, and preparing adequately for it starts from today. Thank you for watching right at the very end. As always, check out this previous video I have on retirement calculator. And if you're looking to reach me for one-to-one, check out my links below and I'll sign up from here. Take care as always. Goodbye.